Okay, let's start. In this section, what we are going to do? We are going to create, or we are going to set up our title block. We have two options for this. We can use the Design Center. Here in the command line, let's type Design Center. Design Center. And let's see if we can find something that can be interesting for us. We have to get into sheet sets, click on it, architectural, and then we are going to choose this one, the last one, get inside of the blocks, get inside of the blocks, no, get inside, no, layout, double click, and title sheet, and let's get out. So here we can see that we have this title sheet, and if this title sheet, this is the title block, you can see here we have the title block. It's good for you, well, you can work with that because it has the project name, the building code analysis, the vicinity, sheet index, project, client, content, drawn by, check by, date, drawing number, X, and the revisions, A, B, 0, etc. Or the other option is that we are going to create our own layout. Okay, what we need something like that. So let's start from the very beginning. To do that, what do we need to do? First, we have to get into the layout. Let's do it as fast as we can. Page Setup Manager. In the Page Setup Manager, we have to modify or make sure that the printer, the one that we are going to use, the paper size, in this case, I'm going to work with this model, no, with a standard. I want to set up in this, the orientation is going to be portrait and perfect. It's okay. Okay, and let's close. So you can see that is. Now we are going to set up the perimeter or a rectangle like this could be where we are going to set up our design. Perfect. And inside of this rectangle, we are going to create, because this is the title sheet, we are going to create now the title block. So for that, we are going to set up another rectangle that could be like this. Oops. Like that. No? Then inside we can use also offset. We are doing, it's going to be 2 lines or 3 lines. Let's set up the offset distance 2 lines. Let's choose this rectangle. Int. Now we are going to create a line and we are going to offset. What are the texts that we are going to add in this? We need the project name, the drawing title, the author, the date, the scale, the revision, the drawing number, company logo. About 10 items. So that's what we are going to do here. Could be here we can set up the logo. Then also we can divide this into sections. Well, we can draw again, and then we can divide this into columns and set up all those fields that we mentioned before. So to do that, we can use this tool and set up the distance. Could be, let's set up 5 lines, 6 lines, 6 millimeters. Could be a little bit more, 7 lines. Okay, then we can scale, so it doesn't matter. Click on the object that we want to offset. Okay, offset, select object to offset, and So we can see that we are almost there. Then we are going to do two things, text or the labels, and we are going to add attributes. Two things, text and attributes. So let's set up the attributes, the text first. So it is going to be specify the opposite corner or the height. Okay, let's do it again. Here we have two options, multiple or single. Let's choose single because we don't want. Let's specify the start point. Let's get into the start point. Specify the height. The height generally is 2.5 millimeters. That's the standard that we use. The angle is going to be 0. And now let's set up the first project name. The first label is going to be the name of this project. 2 points. Perfect. Now let's continue with the next one. It's going to be, let's accept, enter, and let's add. Then the next one can be the drawing title. The next field, the next field, it's going to be author. No, who is the next field is going to be the date. When we are, the next is going to be scale. The scaled, then the revision of this design, and on the other side here we can add others, the revision, or here we are going to write down the drawing number, the drawing number, the drawing number 2 points, oops, the drawing number, control Z, oops, made a mistake, yeah, okay, I had to again, I didn't notice that I was, let's check, okay, well, let's do at least to save time, drawing, again, click, specify the start point, yeah, specify the height, the same is the same, and it is called the drawing title, enter, no enter, perfect, and we are going to get out of that, and let's move this, okay, and then we can copy the same to save time, done, drawing title, done, and also to keep escape, and now we are going to edit each of them. Double click on each of these. We need the author, this label, okay, then this one is going to be called the scale. Let's add scale, 2 points, escape. Now this one is going to be the revision, no, as I said, it is going to be our, of course, the date, we need the date, the drawing title, and in this section I'm gonna draw the drawing. This can be large, author also, perhaps we need more space, so I'm gonna copy this, and here I'm gonna set up the drawing, the revision. Sometimes we need a lot of revision, A, B, C, 0 to build. So and here it's going to be the logo. Now we are going to add attributes. To do that, in the command line, let's type attribute definition. Edit attribute definition. There is. Enter the name of the block. Or attributes, I prefer the command, the pop-up window. So attribute def Yes, the attribute definition. Now the tag is going to be, for example, in our case, the project name. Project name. That's the tag. Let's remember no spaces. The prompt is the question. Enter the project name. By default, project number 1, for example. The text height 2.5. Okay, specified. Okay, and we are going to specify that here. Specify the start point. Click. Oops, something happened. This. Let's do it again. Attribute def. Enter. As we said, the tag is going to be project name. Project name. Project name. The prompt is going to be enter the project name, and by default name. Okay, specify C. Okay, specify the start point. Perfect. Now we are going to do the same project name for the others. Here is project name, the tag. Okay, and then do the same for the others, no? So let's escape and then attribute. Let's add another attribute definition. And the next is going to be the drawing. This is going to be the drawing title, and we are going to ask enter the drawing title. By default could be a title. Yes, perfect. Okay, here make sure that you don't add nothing. Drawing title. That's the tag, drawing title. So in that way we have to fill. Let's add another attribute, and again the next attribute is going to be called the author, and we are going to ask the same, enter the author. Okay, author, excellent. Then again here look for that, and is a scale. Enter the scale, enter the scale, and by default nothing, or scale if you want, and we are going to set up the scale. Click. Now again go to the line command, look for the last command, and we are going to set up the date. The tag is going to be date. Then in the prompt we are going to ask enter the date. By default could be nothing. Perfect. Let's go to the drawing title. The drawing title could be a standard, but anyway we are going to go to the command line, look for the last command. It is going to be the drawing title, or we have that on the top, the drawing number. The drawing number should be, because the drawing number, enter the drawing, enter the drawing number. Okay, so try contain the spaces. We should not have spaces. Enter the drawing number, and the last is going to be the same. Go to the command line, look for the last command, and this is the revision. The revision, and we are going to ask enter the revision. By default nothing, and we are going to be here, and let's change this. This is the drawing number 2 points. Let's get out. And let's adjust this. Let's move it a little bit, the drawing number, and we have set up here is going to be the logo. And after that, what we are going to do is we are going to select all, and we are going to convert into a block. The name is going to be title block, specified, pick up the point, specify on screen. Okay, we are going to specify, select the object, specify on screen, convert to block. Perfect. Annotative, perfect. Ahora sí, now you can see block name is title block because we are using attributes, so we have to edit those attributes. Enter the revision, perhaps going to be a 8. Let's start the revision is going to be initially 8. Then enter the drawing is going to be 100.001. Enter the date is going to be like this, 18th 4 and 2025. That's going to be the format. Enter the scale. It's going to be 1 to 100. Enter the order. It's going to be me. Enter the drawing title named. Okay. And it's going to be like that. And you can see it's already set up. And in that way, we can set up our title block. And that's all. Eso es todo, amigos. Let's finish.